If you are 65 or older, Foundayo has a new number worth understanding: 13% average weight loss at 72 weeks. That result came from the highest approved dose, 17.2 milligrams, in older adults without type 2 diabetes. Older and younger adults had close averages at the highest dose, but after 65, keeping strength while weight falls matters too. Foundayo changes appetite to produce that loss. Foundayo, Orforglipron, is a once-daily pill that reduces food intake mainly by lowering appetite. It also delays stomach emptying, especially early in treatment. The signal behind this effect is a natural gut hormone called glucagon-like peptide 1. Less hunger can make it easier to eat fewer calories consistently, which drives weight loss. The age analysis came from two large late-stage studies lasting 72 weeks. One enrolled adults with obesity or overweight without type 2 diabetes. The other enrolled adults with obesity or overweight who also had type 2 diabetes. Researchers then compared participants younger than 65 with those aged 65 or older. In the study without diabetes, 195 participants were at least 65 years old. At 17.2 milligrams, their observed average weight loss reached 13.0%. Participants receiving placebo, an inactive treatment, lost 1.6%. Older adults taking lower doses lost 7.9% and 11.3%. The increasing losses show that higher studied doses produced more weight loss in this older group. Younger adults in that same study produced a useful comparison. Their average losses were 7.7%, 9.2%, and 12.4% across the three studied doses. At the highest dose, the observed averages were close: 13.0% in older adults and 12.4% in younger adults. The separate diabetes study reported lower averages at corresponding doses. Adults 65 and older lost 7.5%, 8.3%, and 12.2% across the three doses. Younger adults lost 5.0%, 7.6%, and 9.9%. So the 13% headline came specifically from older adults in the study without type 2 diabetes. That 13% figure belongs to one group. It describes observed weight change in older adults without type 2 diabetes using the highest approved dose for 72 weeks. It is not the average for every older participant taking Foundayo. The 13% figure therefore applies to this specific subgroup and study. The age comparison was also performed after the main trial plan had been established. The original studies tested Foundayo overall. They were not designed to prove that older adults lose more weight than younger adults. The near-matching results show similar average weight loss across age groups in these studies. Sample size becomes more important as age rises. Across both studies, 613 participants were 65 or older, including placebo groups. The prescribing information reports only 33 Foundayo treated participants who were 75 or older. Evidence is therefore much stronger for adults 65 and older as a broad group than for people 75 and older. Aging makes the 13% headline harder to use because aging does not affect every person the same way. A strong 66-year-old may lift weights and walk daily. An 82-year-old may already have weakness, poor appetite, and falls. The same percentage of weight loss can have very different consequences for those two people. Foundayo reduces more fat mass than lean mass according to its prescribing information. Some lean tissue is still lost. Lean mass includes muscle, organs, and body water, so it is not identical to muscle. In older adults, muscle deserves special attention because it supports strength, balance, recovery from illness, and independence. A 13% reduction can improve obesity-related health while still creating problems if strength falls too quickly. Existing weakness changes the goal. The best outcome is not the smallest possible number on the scale. It is meaningful fat loss while preserving enough muscle, nutrition, hydration, mobility, and ability to recover from illness. Safety needs the same age context. Serious medical events were more common among participants 65 and older than among younger participants. Older placebo participants also had a higher serious event rate. That placebo pattern shows the higher event rate was not limited to people taking Foundayo. The prescribing information found no overall difference in safety or effectiveness between adults 65 and older and younger adults. Age from 18 through 92 also did not meaningfully change how the body handled the drug. Therefore, age alone does not create a separate dosing schedule. A person's overall condition matters more than the birthday itself. Side effects can still become decisive. Nausea, constipation, diarrhea, and vomiting are common with Foundayo. Severe stomach and bowel reactions occurred more often with the drug than with placebo. Repeated vomiting or diarrhea can cause dehydration. In an older adult, that can worsen weakness, dizziness, kidney function, and fall risk. For someone over 65, daily function is a practical reality check. Watch whether the person can rise from a chair, walk normally, climb stairs, and keep usual activities. Weight loss looks less successful when those abilities deteriorate. A falling scale should accompany preserved or improving daily function whenever possible. Nutrition comes next because appetite suppression can quietly shrink protein intake. Older adults often have less muscle to spare. Strength training tells muscle that it is still needed, while adequate protein supplies building material. If meals become tiny and strength drops, pushing the dose higher can work against the real goal. Hydration and medication review matter for the same reason. Persistent vomiting, diarrhea, dizziness, or reduced drinking deserve attention before weakness compounds. Foundayo can also increase low blood sugar risk with insulin. The same problem can occur with medicines that make the pancreas release insulin. Blood sugar treatment may need adjustment. Dose increases should follow response and side effects, not a race towards 17.2 milligrams. Foundayo starts at 0.8 milligrams daily. After at least 30 days, it increases to 2.5 milligrams. Later increases are also separated by at least 30 days. The approved maximum is 17.2 milligrams once daily. This slow escalation has a practical purpose. Stomach and bowel side effects often appear during dose increases, so gradual steps give the body time to adjust. A person already losing enough weight and maintaining function may not need to rush upward. The useful dose is the one that balances response with side effects. Foundayo also has a convenience advantage. It can be taken once daily with or without food and without water restrictions. That removes meal timing rules that can complicate some oral treatments. For an older adult already managing several medicines, those flexible instructions remove one more scheduling rule. Taken together, the data show that adults over 65 can lose substantial weight with an oral obesity medicine. They do not establish 13% as the right target for every older adult. Strength, nutrition, hydration, symptoms, and daily function determine whether the weight loss is helping the individual rather than merely lowering the scale. Consider two people, a strong 68-year-old with obesity, adequate protein intake, and regular strength training may benefit from substantial weight loss. A frail 80-year-old already losing weight unintentionally may be harmed by the same percentage. The drug is identical, but the right target should reflect strength and frailty. The cleanest interpretation is simple. The 13% result shows that Foundayo can produce meaningful weight loss after 65. The observed averages were close across the age groups in this analysis. The better success measure combines weight change with preserved strength, nutrition, hydration, manageable side effects, and independence. Medicine simplified. That's what this channel does. If you want more, hit subscribe. This is not medical advice. Consult your doctor.